These are randomly generated NHL players, and I will be selecting 20 of them to build a team. For today's challenge, the Eastern Conference is banned, so I can only choose players from the West. If all 3 players are from the East, then we will have to add a random 75 overall AHL player to the team. Once all the selections have been made, we will assemble the squad, put them in franchise mode, and simulate with the hopes of winning a Stanley Cup. Let's hope we get to pick a player every round, but I feel like there has to be at least 1 or 2 that are all East. For our first set of players, we get Killorn, Vince Dunn. Wait. Oh, I don't have position filter on. We could still run with that, though. Maybe. That might make it too complex. You know what? Let's take on the extra challenge. So Fischer's out of the equation. It's either Killorn or Dunn, which I would have taken anyway, but we are in fact going for the Seattle Kraken player. Next up, we've got that was close. We do get a defenseman from the West yet again, actually. The Intimidator Luke Schenn, welcome aboard. Another set of players coming our way. We can't take Trocheck. It's between Mittelstadt and Nicholas Hague. We already have 2 defensemen, so Mittelstadt is definitely the move. Goalies, we'll just do them completely separate. What a selection. I mean, we'll go with Schwint, I suppose. Primarily because we do have 2 defensemen already, and they seem to be appearing quite frequently. All right. Ooh, This just got interesting. I was basically guaranteed to take Miles there, but then Trevor showed up. In NHL 24, Trevor Moore was like 84 overall and on a good contract, I believe. And I'm not sure what he is in NHL 25. For some reason, I feel like he took a bit of a hit, but he's still going to be selected for this team. Matthew Barzal would have been... There will not be any debate here because there cannot be any debate. We must select Fleury. I half promised that I'm not going to hire a coach that just got fired this time around, but do we go with Anderson or Lewis is the next question. Maybe I should turn the filter on. This is not a hot start, but we'll take Anderson. Okay, we get Braden Point. Awesome. Love that for us. If only I was doing the East this time around. Doan is our newest member. Give me somebody. We do get Celebrini, which is cool. And we get Doan again. So obviously we're going with Macklin. I'm very confused by those stats because that makes 0 sense. Anyway, onwards and upwards. It's not like it matters for this anyway. And we do not have an option once more. Matthew Dumba is jumping on board. There's got to be a stud somewhere. And we found one in Roman Josi. He is a defenseman, which is going to be our 5th defenseman already. We need forwards. If we can get a good goalie, then that will change everything. Amazing. We don't have an option, but it's not like it would have mattered anyway. Yeah, here we go. That's a good one. Ooh, Charmak could have been lethal. But of course we are going with the only player we can take, Kraus. Next up, we've got Mangiapane, Stankoven, or Tanner Jeannot. Wow, this is interesting. Tanner Jeannot always gets the most penalty minutes, and I always said I was going to take him in NHL 24 drafts and forgot every single time. But like, Stankoven's just the move, right? Yeah. All right, welcome aboard, Logie. Definitely gonna say things took a turn for the better here until right now. I should not have said anything. I should have kept my mouth zipped. And with that, we have our first 75 overall AHL player. Great stuff. Anybody from the West. If they're really good, that would be fire. Another 75 overall player. The randomizer is doing me dirty right now. You would. Honestly, get out of my face. We only need one more skater, and it has to be a defenseman. I guess it doesn't have to be. All right. Now, hold on a second here. What if, and I'm just spitballing here, the 75 AHL player is a defenseman? And as a result, that opens up a spot on the offense for Quintonian. There is a 103% chance that that's the move. So it's hard to argue with those odds. Looking at our team, it's not too bad. If we can get a good goaltender, I think that could do wonders. First round of tendies. All right. So, Wedgwood wouldn't have been brutal. Sorokin obviously would be fire. Can't do it. So we got to go with Johnny Boy. I don't know what his overall is anymore, though. It's probably like 83. I'm going to hope that I'm insanely wrong and that he's at least 85. But we do have one more chance. Come on. Give me a solid goaltender. This is actually very rude. Georgiev doesn't even play there anymore. He's still in the West, but I am not really taking that into account. I'm sort of just seeing what's here because I'm not following every trade. Sorry. Is Gibson old? I feel like he's been around for quite a while. I don't know why I'm sitting here pretending like we don't already know we're going with Fleury, because that is just the easiest pick of the entire draft, other than the ones where we didn't have a choice. He's the GOAT, and that is coming from pretty much a lifelong Capitals fan. Looking up and down this roster, we do have some very solid players, good depth, and we've got Kyrou, who can hopefully carry with some goal scoring. Roman Josi at the caboose to quarterback this squad. Let's go compile it on NHL 25 and see if we stand a chance. All right, we have landed here on NHL 25 for a second time. I will get to that in a minute, but your Reading Rams, very impressive. 86 overall in Division number 4. Our squadron had a humble $20 million of cap space still available. Hey, I think today we're gonna not leave Jabroni on. Yeah, right. Now, before we do get into this one, I will address my previous point, and that is that we've already done this simulation once before, but unfortunately, when I went to edit it, I couldn't find the gameplay footage anywhere. I am absolutely devastated, but I will tell you about it later, after we're done with this one. Dominic Tyrell is our coach. Let's see if he's going to be any good. Jabroni's going to swoop in and try to save the day, but obviously we are going to turn that aside so that we can look at our lines and edit them ourselves. So we have a +1 on the first line, and that is it. Not good. I think I want to move Celebrini up to the first line. I'm not really sure why they have Byfield there. Maybe that's why. We could spread the love a little bit. Playmaker, power forward, and another playmaker. Do we have any snipers on this team at all? Oh no. Stankoven's a sniper. 85 overall. Congratulations. You've been promoted to line number 1. Trevor Moore is / right wing, so let's move him up here, and then we can figure something out. Somebody has to be a center. Doan had it. Bada boom, bada bing. This lad was not our random 75 overall AHL player. That would be Baines, but he's basically the same thing. So we got our first line sniper now in Logan Stankoven. Then we've got Byfield and Kyrou. That's nice. More Celebrini, Middlestat. And then our depth is questionable, but I feel like I've seen teams like this in the Stanley Cup final before, so who knows? Defensive chemistry is all right. They want these two to play together. Wow, I guess I should have grabbed a left defender. That's unfortunate. I'm fine with that, though. This +3 should be huge with these guys, and we've got a 0 and a 0, so we're not in the red. Tending the goal, we have John Gibson, who's only 31. I thought he would be older than that, and we have Marcus Andrade Fleury. Flower, the GOAT. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that we get the most points from... I'm going to say Stankoven. I'll say that he puts up a grand total of 80. I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of points, so hopefully we can prevent other teams from getting points. 44 wins in the playoffs. Let's get after it. Shutout in the first game against Colorado. Why am I getting these notifications? This does not look like a superstar to me. Sorry, Max. Not the best start to the season, 0-3, but you know what? We're going to turn this ship around, right, guys? Guys? I'm a little worried here. If somebody wants to fire their coach, I'm just saying, like, you could probably do it right now, and I won't be upset. We are now 2-0 against the Toronto Maple Leafs on the season. Thought that was going to be something different. That's where I'll leave that. Come on now. I feel like our team doesn't look that bad. Okay, well, I'll go do best lines. I'll let Jabroni cook, if you will. They want Middlestat up on this first line with Byfield, who's already 85, and Kyrou, Celebrini, Krause, and Moore. Stankoven on the third line, I don't agree with whatsoever. Fleury's doing all right, but Gibson is getting deleted. Jabroni does not, in fact, know what's good. This is brutal. Well, I feel like I might as well start telling you about how the previous one went and why I'm so distraught, because basically we were doing not well. Similar to this in a way, maybe not this bad. Anyway, the Tampa Bay Lightning decided we're going to fire Coop. So naturally, I was like, I will take Coop. And then this team went on a complete fairy tale run. We made it into the playoffs at position 18 in the league or something like that. Had no business being in. And then on top of that, we managed to go all the way to the conference finals against the Dallas Stars, where we got skunked. But we got there. Now instead, we're getting this dumpster fire. We're about to get to the trade deadline with less than 25 wins. Might even just be 22. Okay, we did get a win there against the Canucks. Can we beat the Canadiens? We do. Wow. I have no idea where the gameplay footage could have gone. Normally, I'm pretty cautious and careful to make sure that everything gets in the correct folders so that when I'm editing, it's all right there for me. But I edited the draft part, went into the simulation folder, tried searching my whole computer in case maybe it just got pasted somewhere else or something, but nope, it is gone. There was a sliver of me that was debating on just redoing the whole thing, but you know, we already drafted the team, so figured we would try it out anyway and see if we could maybe recreate that magic. But nope, this time we are absolute trash cans. Whoopsies. Accidentally simulated one game into the Stanley Cup final, but it is New Jersey against Winnipeg. I'm trying to think if we have any players from these teams. Fleury on defense maybe is it from Winnipeg, but they've got Brad, Hughes, and Meyer as their first line. Mercer, Heischer, and Nason. Unbelievable. Dougie Hamilton on the second pair is actually illegal. Pesce, Siegenthaler, Hughes. This is a defensive core for the ages. And then just in case you somehow manage to get past them, you got to get past this guy too. 89 overall. Pretty good. The Jets from the Peg have Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, and Nikolai Ehlers. Very good first line. Their second line is really solid with Nino, Gabe, and Cole Perfetti. They, similar to us, have an 85 overall on the third line. We're not so different. Us and the Jets. Morrissey and DeMello as the first pair. They got Pionk. But of course, they have Bucky tending the cage. So, 94 overall against 89 overall, but I think New Jersey had the better defensive core. Should be a pretty even series. I shall advance one day at a time as we try to find out who is going to win the ultimate prize. It is 2-0 for New Jersey, so they take a commanding series lead on the road. Winnipeg wins the first game on the road for them, however, and it is a best of 3. So far, no team has won at home. We have another road win for New Jersey. Can they break the streak and win the cup? No, they cannot. Now Winnipeg has to break the streak, otherwise they are done. Game 7, Stanley Cup final, and it goes to the Winnipeg Jets. They do end up getting it at home. Syracuse Crunch. Your Calder Cup champions. Florida led our division with 104 points. We are way down here, 71, 32 wins on the year. That's gross. Tampa Bay gets the President's Trophy with 115. Let's see where we finished in the league and if it was the top 16. No, it was not. Wowza. The 21st placed Nashville Predators get in. We were 29th in the league, so at least we didn't hit the 3-0. Roman Josi put up 63 points and would lead the team. That is not what I'm looking for. 58 out of Celebrini, 57 from Kyrou. Logan had 55. The LA lads side by side here with 48 and 45 respectively. Well, not really respectively, more so 48 and 45 disrespectively. Dun dun dun. Only had 33 somehow, 20 from Dumba. Goaltending stats. That's weird. They ended up both having a 906. 2 shutouts for Gibson. 23, 30, and 6. Yeah, this team stunk. Mackenzie Blackwood had the most W's. He also had the most games played by a decent margin. I guess Talbot down there at 68. But he had a 915, 260 GAA. Vazzy had a 918. Igor had a very good season. Let's make a bold assumption here and say that Cale Makar led defenseman. He sure did. 85 points and was a plus 30. Honestly, 85 is pretty humble for him. He's also the only point-a-game defenseman because Quinn Hughes is the next closest with 67. I don't know what happened during this simulation, but there was not a lot of goal scoring. Bradley the Rat Marchand is going to be your Art Ross winner with 116 points. He had 55 tucks, which looks like he could split the Rocket Richard with Cooch. And he will do that. Pasta had 111, 46 goals. McDusty, 107. Nate Dogg, 103. In the lofts, it would be Bucky, who went sicko mode. 927 save percentage, 230 GAA. Markstrom had some pretty good numbers. Wall had amazing numbers. Joshua Norrisy going to be the defensive leader with 23 points in just 20 games. Pionk had 13 in 20 games. And then John Carlson was nearly point a game. Your Conn Smythe winner, Kyle Connor. At least I think. Considering he had 33 points in 20 games. Wow, they dusted everyone. Now that I think about it, only 20 games to win the Stanley Cup. Jack Hughes had a very good run as well. Jesper Bratt, Nikolai Ehlers up there, and Scheifele. The art, as we saw, is going to the Rat himself, but the heart will go to Nikita Kucherov. So we do not get the art-heart combo. I can probably just start skipping past this trophy. Lady Byng awarded to Pasta. Michkov gets the Calder. Kyle Connor did, in fact, get awarded the Conn Smythe. Igor is assigned to the Vezina. The Jennings goes to Vazzy. Ball gets the Masterton. Brunette gets the Jack Adams. Selke goes to Sydney the Kidney. Marchand with another one, and he also gets this one. But he did get a division, so they got to cut this trophy in half. Here is your tree of the playoff variety. That did not go how I wanted it to go. I'm still distraught about losing the other footage, but it is what it is. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed that. We will have to do an Eastern version of this draft, and maybe we'll have a little bit more luck. Maybe not. Trying to get to 60K on this channel, so if you could subscribe, that would be fire. Appreciate you. And the Winnipeg Jets going to be the victor for this simulation. Jeff Lopp, you better not blow this for us, because apparently I'm not allowed to fire you. 7-13-3, not going to cut it. So Macklin is on his way up to the first line. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. John Cooper, stop the simulation immediately. I don't even care that we won that game. Something must change. He has a 66% team fit. John Cooper can have a 1% team fit. Still hiring him. Come on, Coop. We need you to turn this ship around. Quite literally. We are the Sailors. And I just looked at our logo as we said that. It's going to take a historic run here to get this team back into a playoff spot, especially considering we still aren't winning, even with John Cooper. 3 wins in a row. If we had John Cooper to start, 4 wins in a row. All we needed was this guy. We need the post-trade deadline not collapse. Anything but that. We are doing quite well here. I can't lie. It's still not looking good. We need to do consistently well. We need other teams to do consistently bad. But you're saying there's a chance. Oh my word. We are on a roll here. 32, 34, and 9. We are now 4th in the division. What is happening right now? This is insane. Absolutely insane. And you told me not to hire coaches. Another win against the Flames. Ooh, shoot it. That's a point. That is a point. We have 3 games remaining. Where are we in the standings? Please show ours. We're 3rd. We are 3rd. Our division sucks, and that is wonderful for us. We got to be in. We got to be in. I don't believe it. I genuinely do believe it, but like not really. We had to have beat the Capitals for worst goal differential to make the playoffs because the most we got was 63 from Celebrini and Kyrou. The Buffalo Sabres are our first round opponent, and I feel like we can keep up with this. Let's sim 2 more games and hope that we don't get the gentleman's sweep. Nice. It is a best of 3 series now. Ooh, will the Sabres push 7 or do Salmon Arm Sailors move on? That's crazy. New Jersey is stacked. They've got Bratt, Hughes, and Meyer as their first line. Nason, Heischer, and Howla. They got Paul down here playing with Mercer and Palat. I don't know. If we win one of these first 3 games, I'm going to chalk that up as an absolute victory. We won 1. We won 2. Hold on a second here. Sim the next 2 games. Come on. Salmon Arms. What's going on? This might even be scarier. J-Rob, Rupe Hintz, and Matt Duchene. Nyquist, Wyatt Johnston. How do these guys have Stankoven? Are you serious right now? Wow. We are in one. The conference finals, and we have only lost 3 games to date, which is absolutely outrageous. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we did win one of them. Let's see if we can make it a best of 3 or if Dallas is gonna destroy us. Yeah. I mean, it was only a matter of time, right? What a fairy tale run that was anyway.